Here are 3 things I've learned after being rejected from 7 different law schools and spending thousands of dollars on law school applications in Canada. Number 1, there's no such thing as a quick fix. I would consume so much social media during the time when I was studying for my LSAT. During this time, there were so many videos on how people got from a 140 to a 170 in a 3-month span, or how they implemented this very specific tip or trick that allowed them to have a very substantial score increase. And honestly, these videos consume so much of my algorithm just because I kept clicking on them because I wanted a really quick fix. These tips and tricks are very minute compared to the amount of work that you need to put in for a substantial score increase. The second thing I learned is that manifestation is about hard work. It's not just about blind faith. When I was studying for the LSAT, I went through a phase of believing that manifestation was just thinking about it with blind faith or just writing it down that I want a 175 100 different times on a piece of paper and just trying to literally convince myself that I could score 175 without putting the hard work in. But manifestation is literally just a good mindset on the goal that you want to achieve and putting in hard work. A third thing I learned is that the LSAT content doesn't ever get easier, but rather it's just easier to convince yourself to study on a more consistent basis. For example, like running. Running itself doesn't get any easier. Running itself is pretty hard. It's a pretty strenuous process. But after a while, it's just easier to convince yourself to get started on a run or run on a more consistent basis. And this is pretty much applicable to the LSAT and studying for the LSAT. The LSAT content doesn't get any easier. It's pretty much harder questions that you have to do on a very time restricted basis.